Hi, welcome to the third video in Module 2 of Student Success Strategies, Tools for Top Achievers in College and Beyond. In the last video, we discussed road mapping and visualizing the work that needs to be done over the course of your semester. We added some sticky notes to that roadmap to symbolize some of the work that needs to get done. In this video, we will discuss user stories, a way to describe and define the scope of work and define what it means to complete that work. Stories are short descriptions of a small piece of desired functionality written from the user's perspective. They provide just enough information for you and other team members to understand the intent of what you are trying to do. Details come when the story is ready to be implemented. This is done through a defining acceptance criteria and defining what done looks like process. Put it simply, intent for today, details for tomorrow. Boiled down, a story is created using the following formula. As a user, I want to, action or activity, so that outcome or value. If we use our essay example from our road mapping session, we might use stories to describe our sticky notes. As a student, that's the user, in English 100, I want to write an essay, that's the activity, that is graded by my instructor as an A+ or better, the outcome or value. I write this story with our OKRs in mind, specifically OKR number 1, and being on the Dean's List. This might be ambitious for your first English essay, but we're not here to shoot for average. As a reminder on this piece, our story is our red sticky note or the box on your piece of paper. It is not the blue sticky notes or the circles on your roadmap. Those are going to be the tasks. Tasks are the pieces of work that go into accomplishing or realizing our story. In the context of our essay, those pieces of work are the research, writing the outline, completing the draft essay, and polishing the final draft. You could break this down into smaller components or subtasks to be completed, but our objective here is not to burden you with too much process, but to get you moving in the right direction quickly and effectively. Before we move on, I want to take a moment to discuss DOD, or the definition of done. When writing a story, or even breaking it down into tasks, it is important to quantify when the task or the story is complete, has been achieved, or is done. This definition doesn't have to be overly complicated. In fact, the simpler the better when it comes to the task. For the research task of our essay writing, I might define it as done once I have a certain number of references read, or have generated the fledgling idea for my outline. Perhaps the requirements of the assignment mean that I need 2 to 5 core references in my bibliography. Once I've read and have decided on those references, maybe this is my definition of done. If it was a group project, maybe I define done as each team member bringing 2 unique references, studies, or other source material for the start of our project work. There are many ways to define what done means, and you won't be perfect the first time you define it. The more work you do, the better you will become at defining what done means for you and for your team. Having that definition is the first step that creates a goal to reach when doing work on your tasks or completing your stories. In the next video, we'll be exploring how to pool all our stories and tasks into a to-do list that we will manage and execute in the next module.